Well, as I came back from World War II and was enrolled at the University of Illinois, I took a course in swine production from Dr. Jake Kreider. And he was telling us a lot about his research and what he was doing and his teaching program and so forth. And this is sort of my initial inspiration. I thought, well, maybe I'd like to do this for my career. Early on, as I did my graduate research, vitamin B12 had just been discovered. It hadn't been isolated and yet, but they knew it was in this material. So we were feeding that to pigs, and then it was isolated and crystallized so that we could use that in our further research. So it was vitamin B12 research with pigs. When I came here, the rice industry was wanting someone to help show that rice hulls were not toxic to animals. They don't have much nutritional value, but they like to use them in vitamin premixes and so forth. So I did quite a bit of work the first 2 or 3 years here with rice hulls in cattle and sheep. And also I saw during that time, I was the first one to use chicken litter as a feed ingredient for cattle and sheep. We did some work on that, and people have been working on it ever since, I guess, but I was sort of very interested in that because I would see cattle consuming chicken litter that had been spread on the fields, so let's put it in the feed bunk for them if they like it. After we finished some of that work, that and the poultry litter feeding, the university asked me to go to Panama for 2 years with our family. So we lived in Panama, out in the interior on a small experiment station and farm and school in the interior of Panama. And almost all of our neighbors, except 2 or 3 that are in our program, spoke entirely Spanish, so we had to learn quite a bit of Spanish. Our children learned Spanish. They played with Spanish-speaking children. So that's where I went. And what I was doing down there, the university had a contract with what was then called the USAID program to develop a research, a teaching, and an extension program for Panama. And I was involved in the research program. They have a 5-month dry season there, so it's just like our winter. So they did not know or did not preserve any feedstuffs. So we bought probably the first hay baler that I saw in Panama to teach them how to bale hay during the rainier when the crop was there, and also how to make silage. We had some silage making demonstrations. We were using byproducts there, also some of the rice byproducts, the cane molasses. We went there, it was selling for 75 cents a barrel. So 55-gallon barrel, so we were using it in our pig work, our dairy rations, our even in poultry rations. I made number of trips, probably close to 50 trips for these American Soybean Growers Association, the Grain Council, Winrock, different entities into Central and South America, trying to promote the use of U.S. products in their nutrition program. I was in Guatemala one summer, helped them write a feed control law because some of the smaller feed mills were adulterating their feed with sand and rice hulls, whatever they could find to put in there that was cheap. And the more legitimate feed mills wanted a law to help control this sort of thing. So I spent the summer down there with them. I spent another summer in Costa Rica helping write some research projects. After my Panama experience, I knew about tropical agriculture, and that helped push me into that direction. Well, some of that can be translated back here because we have some similar byproducts, you know, the rice industry. We also did some work with types of cattle, and some of that work could translate back to the southern U.S., particularly with the Brahma influence. Plus the fact that you pick up maybe some new ideas when you see things down there that they're doing, or hopefully we take some thoughts down there for them. So it's I think, a positive influence. It really influenced our lives, that 2 years that we spent in Panama, because I think we're more attuned to international problems than we were at that time. Maybe not in all parts of the world, but certainly in Central and South America. Other people went to Africa and had their similar experience, I'm sure, or to maybe over to Asian countries, Thailand, or some of those other areas. So I think it broadened our view of not only our research, but broadened the view of world problems.